Hallo und herzlich willkommen zum Web-Event von WABCOWÜRTH.
We should speak English because this is the English session, my dear friend.
You're right.
My name is Markus Richter and this confused guy is Ralf Niklaus. As you know him as our trainer, but I will take care of him today so that you will definitely get some input that you can work with.
So now in the right language, very welcome to the WABCOWÜRTH web event. My name is Ralf Niklaus, as Markus told. So the topic for today, after the laughings, sorry, we would like to present you a new tool we have prepared, which is prepared for the first quarter of next year.
Yeah, and actually it's not a complete new tool. It's an add-on to add further on the functionality of our WABCOWÜRTH ADAS Calibration Tool. So we are very proud today to introduce to you our Radar Calibration. And yeah, we're looking forward now for a few interesting minutes to explain to you how it works and how it looks like.
Right. So I would suggest we start with the tool itself. So the WABCOWÜRTH ADAS Calibration Tool is well known, I believe so. The thing what we have changed, we have now an additional optional bar mounted in the front of the, yeah, how it's called in English?
The adjustment bar.
The adjustment bar, the double sliding adjustment bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore, we have an additional mount which holds the target holder for the radar set.
Exactly.
After that, if you have already purchased the bar or the tool with the double bar, you will miss the proper holes for it. But therefore, if you upgrade to the radar tool, you will get well, how it's called, Bohrschablone.
Yeah, you get a tablet scale where you can
drill your hole in the proper place.
Exactly.
So you are able to mount the new bar on top of it.
What we should mention definitely here is that you need to have the adjustment bar with the telescope solution.
Mm-hmm.
So only with a telescope solution we can add the radar tool on. So if you're in the situation that you still are using an old tool with the bars separated to equip on, then you have to change onto the telescope bar. This is also available in, let's say, in a single issue, so there's no need to buy a whole new tool. You can basically get the telescope bar itself single, and then you can add on your radar system. The new tools will be delivered with the holes already inside, so even if you don't buy the radar tool, you will get the bar with the right holes in. So in case you want to add later on your radar system, you can easily adapt it.
So that's exactly comparing to our philosophy. Everything is modular.
Yes.
So just buy what you need. There's no need to buy something add-on if you don't use it.
Exactly. And even if you struggle a bit, maybe with, okay, do I have the competence at the moment? Is there a need for me in the market at the moment or not? Do I have the money to invest, or do I step in a little bit lower? No problem. Add on later on your radar tool, and yeah, can be easily adapted on.
So in addition to the mounting plate to the base bar, we have the laser scale. So in the back there is a laser. It's not visible right now. Oh well, you see it, maybe the little red dot in the middle coming out, and the scale surrounding it. It's adjustable in the height, as well as you can slide it to adjust it properly in front of the radar. I have prepared a little video on which we can see how to adjust it, how it has to look like, how it will look like when you do your first calibration on it. So that's about the tool itself. How to position the tool, I think there is no need that we go into the deep today, because that should be well known in my opinion.
Yeah. What we should mention at this point also is that we talk about the MAN and Scania target here that you're seeing. This is the solution to calibrate a truck of MAN and Scania For the TGE solution,
Yep.
we need a different target, but nevertheless, this target can be equipped onto the radar solution so that you have, instead of a target as we have it from the lane positioning camera, we have then an additional target to the radar as this one we have.
It will be also an optional module. If you
Yes.
are in need, get it. If not, leave it away.
And this is going to be the same for Volvo and Renault. So we will also have an additional target here, but the main holder will stay the same and can be used on. Okay.
Okay, I think we can push out the tool and
Yeah.
take a look on the video.
We take a look at the video how we have mounted the
First
radar.
step, that's the front view of the MAN TGX. And there you can see the plastic cover. If we go forward, I'm unscrewing it with my hands, but regularly you need a Torx tool for it.
Yeah, you just
So
take
it's
the cover
prepared.
basically off. Yeah, so also important to do it carefully.
In the next step, you adjust the tool to a distance of 1 meter from target to the head of the radar.
What we should mention at this point up front, what we forgot to say is, in this case, we have radar calibration. So when is the radar calibration needed? A radar calibration is still not needed when you exchange the windscreen.
Well, it's not obligatory.
Obligatory, exactly. It's let's say the highest qualification of the calibration has still Volkswagen, meaning an MAN and Scania. So here we have the situation that the radar is supposed to be checked. So when you calibrate the camera, you have to check the radar. So just for those who are into the autoglass business, at the moment so far, we don't need, absolutely not need to calibrate the radar when the windscreen is exchanged. It's obligatory. Okay.
Optional.
Optional.
Obligatory to check it,
yes,
but optional to calibrate.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So yeah, we will proceed with the radar calibration. As you can see here, we have placed it 1 meter in front. And important to say is the procedure with our tool is basically exactly the same.
The calibrating in the middle of the vehicle as well as the angle towards it, it's one-to-one the same as we use it to set up the tool in front for the camera.
Exactly.
Let's continue a little bit. You see again here the height adjustment in vertical as well as in the next frames the horizontal adjustment. So it's easy going how to set it up. In the TGX, the radar head is almost in the center, but on other vehicles, you can find the radar head out of the center somewhere. Here you see the laser dot, how it moves upwards and downwards, as well as to the right and to the left. And the goal is to hit exactly the little mirror in the center. So the radar dot coming out of the target is hitting the mirror. It will be reflected and you will see it on the scale later on. Next step would be to start the software.
Yeah, the regular process as we are doing it also on the camera calibration. Yeah, I just moved back a little bit,
Yeah,
so
no
because
problem.
I just wanted to show once more the laser spot, how is
the reflection we will see later on when we have the data on which we have to set.
exactly.
So open the software, select the quick scan or any kind of scan, normal scan will work as well. Important is to scan the systems of the vehicles first before you do anything on the vehicle, just to make sure every system is working properly. You have no failures in the camera or in the radar system.
Active failures.
Active failures, right. It could happen that afterwards your calibration, you will find a failure in the radar, for example, an intermittent failure, which indicates there was a communication lost from the radar system towards, as you see here, towards the rest of the vehicle.
Yes. So it's basically the same situation we have with the camera as well.
Yep.
We have it once in a while when you calibrate the TGE or TGX or any other MAN truck, that in the back you have a failure after the calibration. But it's a passive failure, so you can delete it.
We will see it. I'm deleting it here, as we have here. This was the second video I did. The first one in German was without failure, and I'm happy that here we had the failure, so I can show it for you guys as well. So going inside, it was deactivated intermittent. It's not an active failure, so I will delete the trouble code. There are different ways how we can show it up. I decided this time to show the version where the failure stays visual or visible, but when you are in there, in the scan, it's still visible, but in the fault memory, it's deleted. So you see the failure is still here, but if you go in there, what will be done in the video immediately? I hope so. You see the line goes through it. So you have the information, this was the failure, but it's not present anymore.
Yes. And
Okay.
with a next scan, the failure would be out of the scan.
Exactly. So that's what, but you have to select a different vehicle. If not, you will see it will be still be in there, I think so. But let's see. I don't remember right. I did the video yesterday, so it's a long time ago. I don't remember. Okay, you have the hint. It's nothing in there. It was successfully cleared.
Yeah, and as you do it the same for the camera, the diagnose scan is mandatory to ensure that you have the technical identification of the car, of the truck, so that you can ensure that if you hand over the truck back to your customer, you have the same failures still on it and you don't have additional failures on it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, customers might complain, so this ensures you.
You can store it, you can print it out, handle it however you are familiar with it. We are going now towards the calibration, going out of the scan, going into the system directly, connecting the system together. Here we have the calibration, and as usual in our help files or calibration files, we have the explanation why has it to be done. We have the explanation when do we have to do it, in what cases, the test conditions, but actually at the moment we still have in the help file the data of the OE tools. So it's the data from the Koch or from the YOSAM tool. How to set it up here? We will add a new help file which will include our new solution as well. Important is the test conditions, that you fulfill them in the same way as you know it from the camera. So it must be a flat ground surface where the vehicle stays.
Yeah, the level of the car and the truck has to be
exactly
in the
pressure
zero
of
level
the tire,
pressure.
all this stuff you already know. The procedure is explained how the two steps of the calibration will be done. So I think that's nothing new. You know it already. Continuing.
Yeah, and the super pin is then the next step requested as well. So this is also familiar to those who are using our system already.
So it's just a key to unlock towards the expert mode to get you as our customers safe for unknown users, that they don't do something wrong on the vehicle.
To prevent you as a user also to use the tool, let's say, from foreign people to do wrong treatment here.
Again, due to the calibration, everything is explained again. In the first step, we read out the calibration data, which is stored in the radar head. These are the informations we need. The ASOF, horizontal adjustment, and the ELOF, the vertical adjustment, so the azimuth calibration and the elevation calibration. One is at 0 degree, the other at 0.2 degree. This is the number which I have to compare, which we will see in the next step, on the gauge of the target.
Yeah, so we have to memorize those numbers, and you will see in the next step that we will now.
So from the diagnostic system view, calibration is completed.
Exactly.
You can also print or store the protocol that you have done the calibration properly, which will be handed out towards your customer. As well, you can also save the scans, the income scan, the outgoing scan. So you have the full procedure stored locally on your laptop. You can print it out, hand every paper out for the customer, including for the insurances, whatever else.
Yeah, in the next steps, we will show you how you do the adjustment on the radar. So this is a little further on where your fingers are out. Exactly.
Those two screws, the second one up here behind or underneath of the number plate is not visible right now from the camera angle, but these two screws are the screws which you have to adjust the numbers of the azimuth and the elevation of the radar head.
Yeah, and regarding this screw identification, we will also add an additional painting in our software, so that you see a picture. So it will be
indicated if you have to adjust the azimuth, which screw is it?
Exactly.
If you have to adjust the elevation, also which screw is it?
Yeah.
So you see here also the dot, which is now reflected towards the target. So we have to adjust with the screws the point where it will be reflected. Depending on which direction you have to turn, it will move, and you put it to the two values 0, 0 and 0.2, which 0, 0 would be the line here, and 0.2 minus 0.2 would be to the left, to the second line. So one level is already near to be good, and the other one has to be screwed up. So then we have set up the second step in the radar calibration. The last step, put back the cover, don't forget it, and tighten the screw. I do it just with my fingers, but use please the Torx tool to tighten it up correctly. What I forgot here, switch off the laser spot. That was the point about the calibration, how it's working.
Yeah, basically the whole process. The next step, we want to show you our picture about the target.
That's how it looks in big. It's easy to read. The explanation is for the two axes, which one is the elevation, which one is the azimuth. That's okay. So about radar, I think we have nothing else to talk, right?
Yeah, meanwhile, we can maybe announce some good news. So we have the situation that we have a certificate achieved from a company called CESV. And CESV has, is a company that defines workshop processes for insurances. And we have now the certification that our tool is, agreed, or let's say approved. Approved from them to be used in repair processes that can be charged on to an insurance. So we are proud now to announce this. It will get a special place in our lobby so that we can always show that our tool fulfills 100% the requirements of the market. Yeah,
that's important.
Exactly.
Okay, so that was the news about the radar topic, but we have something else news. It should be also available in the first quarter of next year. That's the topic for Mercedes-Benz Mirror Cam. There we have also prepared a little bit information for you.
Yeah, Ralf will show you now a nice truck view from above, just to mention it. Otherwise, people might think we have some hieroglyphs or something like that.
So that would be the view on a truck from top of it. These is the measurements which you have to do to set up the two red crosses, which will be needed to calibrate on the Mercedes-Benz Actros 5 for the mirror cams.
Exactly. The mirror cams, just for those, are basically the cameras on the side, which have now been used for the regular mirrors. The advantage of these cameras is that they will follow up the tail of the truck, for example. When we have a turn, when we have a corner, the camera will always show basically the end of the truck, so that the truck driver knows, okay, what's going on in the back of my truck. Because with the mirrors, as soon as the truck has a turn, you just see the side of the truck. They're blind. That's it. Exactly.
So here the general setup. So you need a measuring point behind the wheels of the front axle. You need a measuring point behind the rear axle. You need the center of the vehicle, and you need parallelly a helping line, which is the line 2 with a specific distance. That's all explained in the software, which measurements you need. I have prepared a video friendly from YouTube.
Before we step into the video and this wonderful commercial that we are having here, we have this. Why do we need to calibrate the mirror cam? And I think this is also a question that we should ask. Is at the moment we have an OE instruction. When you exchange a windscreen, you have to demount as well the camera arms. And as soon as you demount them, as soon as you take them off, you have to calibrate them back on to ensure that they are running properly. Now we know that, especially in the auto glass business, they are always looking for smart and fast and easy solutions, time-saving solutions. They are usually able to exchange the windscreen without taking these camera arms off. So there is now a little gray zone, I would say, where we cannot give you an advice either, because the official regulation or the official instruction of Mercedes is after windscreen or to change the windscreen, you have to take them off. If you do not take them off, why is there a need to calibrate them? Is mainly a question. Exactly, if they are not touched. This is quite often a question that we receive. Yeah, right, absolutely the right question. To be honest, I can't answer it. Yeah, I cannot answer it because it is a gray zone that we have. So if you're able to exchange the windscreen without taking the cameras off, if there is a need now for calibration or not, this has to be asked just by yourself.
Well, the point is, depending on the judge, how he reads the letters in the instruction.
Yes.
As long as you don't need a judge, everything is fine.
I think so too.
Okay, so that's the way how it works with the Mercedes OE tool.
Yeah, friendly thanks to this company that has already done it.
MB Owners Club. We see the vehicle. We see they have plugged in the Xentry diagnostic system. So that's the first thing you have to prepare. You need to set up mark points at a distance of 1 meter 70.5. Well, 1,705 millimeters. And that has to be on both sides parallel. Now they are showing us how they do it on one side. So very modern. Take a piece of tape, take a pen, make a marker at the right measurement. In the second step, they do the same on the second axle. Also take the marker and tape
On the back axle, on basically both sides.
On both sides, yeah, one on the left, one on the right. Now they use measuring tape to take the distance of 4.90 meters, and both markers they set to get the parallelity and the straight line towards the back. And now they have the point where they can tape the marker cross, which they need for the mirror.
Yeah. So in the next step, we are in the diagnose mode of the truck. That's why you see this nice blue line on the...
No, not the blue, the yellow.
The yellow
The
one,
flickering
right?
one.
Yeah, the yellow one, flickering. And you tape a plastic foil with some adjustments on, as you can see here.
There's a scale printed on it. And this measurement is the number which you have to type in the diagnostic system and verify on both sides. That's what you need there. So from our side, what we will provide, as you see, these plastics are only single-use plastics. They have to be bought for every calibration new. You cannot reuse it.
Yeah, we hopefully will prepare you something that you can reuse to be environmental friendly and also user friendly, so that you don't have to buy them every time. This has been now the calibration of the camera. We have given you also the feedback about the regulations that we currently have on this. We're looking forward to have this solution ready at the end of Q1 to be ordered. So
we have some paintings how our tool will look in the future.
Radar was Q1 and camera was Q2, quarter two.
Okay,
So
quarter two.
End of quarter two.
So you see here also the measurements. We will fulfill also the same values. What we try to deliver a tool on which one person can do it in less time, as we have seen it in the video. That's the advantage which we will offer for our customers, for you. So this is the concept on which we will go to. We have a prototype here, but I'm ashamed to show it. I don't like how it looks like at the moment. So we will have a new date, a new session on which we will present the finished tool to make you happy and to make us happy as well.
Exactly. So just to sum this session up, we have had the radar, which can be adapted onto the telescope bar of our tool on a modular level. Targets are currently in preparation for the MAN and the Scania solution, but also for the transporter solution on TGE and Crafter. We will soon have a solution for Volvo then as well. Orders can be taken from February 2020. So 2022, exactly. And we hope that radar system
we
is
hope
interesting
we
to you.
fulfill the demands which you have, because that's our goal.
Exactly. And as you can see, it's modularity in there. So it's the concept of WABCOWÜRTH. The solution for the camera, for the Mirror Cam, will hopefully then be available in Q2. And also on a user-friendly way. As you have seen it here, it takes roughly 20-25 minutes with two people. We're looking forward to reduce this down to one person needing 10-15 minutes of time.
Probably
so
less.
That's what we are looking for. So there is a saving of this whole process, and we hope to hit your interest here as well.
Nevertheless, at the moment, we already have the solution for OE implemented in the software. So camera calibration for the back mirrors is already possible technically, except without the tools. But if you are in-house of a OE, for example, and he has his way how to do it, you can use our tool already to make these adjustments, as you've seen in the similar way as for the radar. that we have the OE tools already implemented in the same way. So just waiting for the add-on for our own tools, so they will be implemented in the help files as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you have any questions, we will still stay in the chat. We have in the background also the specialists for the products, which will answer your questions. So we stay a little while online after the live event to answer your questions. So that was the final word from my side.
And we say thank you very much for participating. We will introduce hopefully the new add-ons when we are ready, also in a webinar, so that you can be trained, or that you're trained already how to use it. Thank you very much for joining, and we will see each other.
Have a nice day. Till the next time. Bye.
Bye.